Laura Grisham here with Laura Grisham Designs. Today I'd like to welcome you to my wreath making class, and I appreciate my hostesses who have put this thing together. And I thought that I would do a short video showing you what you'll have in your kits and how to put them together, and then I could give individualized attention during the class. Each kit is going to have a large Unique in the Creek flower board. We're going to be putting 46 pieces of mesh into our boards. These pieces are pre-cut for you, so you're not going to have to do any of the cutting that I normally do. Some of you will be putting your zip ties in your board, and some of you that may have difficulty with that, I'll help you, and we'll get that done for you if you have arthritis or trouble with your hands. Let me show you what you're going to get in your kit. For the white flower, you'll get a large board, and you can see on this board I have you can see white lines and yellow, and where the yellow, that's where a piece of yellow mesh will go, and those two, where that little yellow line is, a zip tie will go there. Same thing with the white, and that's where a piece of white mesh will go. Excuse me. And of course the green is for the leaves. This particular mark right here is where, that's your hanging holes. That's where we'll put a zip tie or a pipe cleaner or something so that you can actually hang your wreath. All right, so that's what that is. The other little green spots are for your leaves. So that's your board. You will also get a packet. It will look like this, or it might be a smaller bag that doesn't say Unique in the Creek on it, okay? You will get a center for your flower. This is the one that comes for the yellow flower. I also have, for the yellow flower, a boxwood half that looks like this. Okay, like this. I love using this, it's very different. And then I also have a few of the sunflower centers that look like this. Okay, so, but you will get a center with your packet. You get a little ladybug pick to go on the center. And then, and this is what your bags look like. Inside the bag, you will have your mesh pre-cut. The white kit, you can see all that white, there's the yellow. The white kit for the white flower has 32 pieces of white, 8 pieces of yellow, and 6 pieces of green. The pink and the purple are just a little bit different, not much. We're gonna be doing the same fold no matter what color flower wreath that you chose. In the purple kit, you get, see, here's a board. This one is already loaded. Loaded meaning it's got all the zip ties already in it. And you can see the purple marks right in here, lilac or lavender mesh. And then on the outer petals, it's a darker purple. And then of course the green. Here's what it looks like on the back. It looks like stitching. Okay, and the center for the purple, like this, very pretty. And then you will get, again, the 32 pieces of purple, 6 pieces of green for your leaves, and then lavender mesh that I cut. The kits that are put together that you can purchase had white with this flower, and I was not happy with that. And with this one, I swapped out the ladybug for a little bumblebee pick because the little red ladybug did not show up on the purple. So this one needs some zip ties. And the pink, same thing. Here's the board. This one is preloaded. You see all the pink lines. And in the center here, there's a dark pink, And then the outer petals will be a lighter pink. They look like this. The light pink is your flower. This is the center part. And then the green for your leaves. You'll have 32 pieces of the pink, 8 pieces of the fuchsia, and 6 pieces of the green. And this is the center, the sequined pink center. Okay. All right, let's put this in. This up. And we are going to, I am going to go ahead and load and work on this white daisy so that you can watch the video if you have any trouble, and we can watch it in the class if need be. Anyway, okay. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we have to load our board. And loading a board means putting the zip ties in so that they're already there, and then we can fold our petals and just put them right in and zip them up, and we're good to go. It takes a little bit of time. It's not hard, but let me give you some zip tie 101 information. A zip tie, this is an 8-inch, a real thick one. Now, look very closely. Look at it from the side. Can you see how it has a little head right there that comes out? This side is flat, and this has the little head. With a zip tie, you have to go in that flat side for it to zip. If you go in the other way, you can hear that, but it won't catch. See, look, it pulls right out. But if you go in the flat side, and also on the flat side, you can, I do a lot of this by feel, and it has ridges on the inside here along this, and so you can always feel if you're going the right way. Now you just take it and you put it in the little slot, and then you listen for a zip, okay? And then see, look, it won't pull out. And then when we zip them up, then we'll cut off the tail, this excess part right here that's sticking out, and clean up our board. All right, so let me bring you down and show you how to load a board. All right, I am going to use smaller zip ties this time. Since that is what you will be using, smaller zip ties. Let me see if I can get my camera to come down further. Just a moment. Okay, the lighting is a little shadowy, but that's okay. Here is our board, and we're working with the white daisy. So you can see on these, this is row 1 right here, this outer row at the top. We're going to start there. This outer row is row 1, row 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to put leaves on row 1, white petals on row 2 and 3, and yellow petals on row 4, right? So let's load our board. We are going to take our zip ties, and these are smaller, and let's load row 1 first. Here's a leaf goes right there. See the green right here? So all I have to do is go in this hole, and then the tail is sticking out over here. Go down into that hole, and I have this little thing right here. You see that? And now all I have to do is put that in that flat side, zip it up just a little bit, and it makes a little loop like that. All right. So now that's where I can put a leaf. Here's another spot right here where I need to put a zip tie. And so I'm going to go down a hole and up the other side and put it in the flat side and zip it just a little bit. Turn my board, and now I'm gonna have the final one on row 1. There we go. Okay, now we have row 1 complete. Now, row 2, look at all these zip ties. Let me show you a fast way to do this. Grab your zip ties, turn your board over. Now first you want to look and see. If you'll notice on row 2, you're going to be putting zip ties in. Where I have the white line, that tells you that a zip tie goes there and a white piece of mesh is going to go in there. So I know on row 2, I'm going to go up every set of holes. So I'm going to turn my board over, and I am going to do this. Now you have to make sure your zip ties go in the right way, but I'm going to take it, I'm going to go in a hole right here, and then I'm going to just turn this. Whoops. I'm going to go down and do it just like, if I can do it, and do it just like that and pop it in. And on the other side, it looks like this. And then I can turn it over and I can put those together. Show you again. I'm going to go down into the hole and then this one, making sure the flat side faces the tail. Okay, so just like that. Here's my zip tie. See that flat side? I'm going to go into the right side hole with the tail, and then the left hole with the head of the zip tie. And the right side and the left. Just like that. Very easy, much faster if you can pick up your zip ties. All right. Okay, and I'm just going to work my way around. Whoop. Sometimes, a lot of times, the zip ties that I use in my projects are bigger, and you can't load a board like this because see how big these are? See how big that head is? It won't go. I can't do it this way because see, it hangs up in the hole. Anyway, but this is the preferred way to load a board. Doing it from the back side like this and just popping them in like that. All right. Now then, I've got all of row 2. I'm looking at my board and it looks like stitching. I've got all of row 2. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to start closing these. Now, make sure that you use the right tail for the right head. Okay. If you need to, do like this. Take it and just pull it and tug it on a tail and the head to make sure you've got the right one. That's going to be important on row 3, the next row that we do, because we're going to have some zip ties that share a hole. Unique in the Creek, a company outside of Canada. The owner's name is Laurie Franklin, and I watch a lot of her tutorials on YouTube, and that's how I learned to make wreaths, is watching her and several other presenters. But anyway, she is the inventor of these boards that we're using. You can purchase these boards, at least this particular one, the large round flower board is what this is called. Even right now, you can buy them at Hobby Lobby. She's in Hobby Lobby now. You can buy them on Amazon, or you can go to her website, Unique in the Creek, and purchase them. I buy most of mine out of a company named Craft Outlet. I have found that that's the most inexpensive place to buy them. This board costs, I think with Craft Outlet, they're like $5 and something and some change. Other sites, they go, Hobby Lobby offers them and they're over $7 a board. You can get a small round board. They have cross shape, candy cane, a wing board, triangle boards, rail board. They have all different shapes and sizes of these boards, and they all have holes that are pre-drilled and that are strategically placed. All right, I have row 2 loaded. Now, look at row 3. Can you see that there's these holes that are close together, and then there's a space and a hole, and a space, and then holes that are close together, and one that's not. Look how I've drawn the line. You've got these 3 holes right here. How do I do that, Laura? Well, you're actually going to go, you're going to share a hole. All right, I'm going to put this in this way so that you can see. All right, so I've put it in this hole. In the one that looks just like this one. It looks the same. It's a double like that. But this has a line right there. See it? Right there? So that means that this hole, I'm going to go down in this hole too. And up in this one, even though there's already a zip tie in it. All right, that's called a shared hole. And so now I've got these 2 right here, real close together. And then there's a gap. We're going to do the same thing again. Now, to make it easier, flip your board over and just go in the regular holes, the paired holes. And then go back and do the others. So I'm going to go do it just like I did before. Whoops, I almost got that one in backwards. All right. And we're going to go this way. Another thing about these boards, they are made from recycled plastic. They're very lightweight, easy to store, much easier to work with, I have found, than the metal wreath rings that you, or wire frames as they call them, that you see in the stores at Dollar Tree or even Hobby Lobby or any place that you buy wreath making supplies. You've seen the little wreath forms that are metal. The thing about them, most people when they work with those, they use pipe cleaners or chenille stems, whatever you want to call them. And you have to finish the back or it's just messy looking. On this, it's not messy. And you don't have to finish the back. All right, I have put zip ties in the regular holes. Now I've got to go back and put a zip tie in this longer hole. All right. So if it helps you, do it from the front and go in down here. Just hold your board up like I'm doing right now and look at what you're doing. All right. I'm gonna pop that in right there, or turn it over, and I'm gonna go right here. Just like that. And then I'll go to this one. If you're not sure, do it the other way where you're looking at where the line is. I'd rather you do that than to load it and get it wrong and have your zip ties in the wrong place, because then we'd have to cut them out and you'd get frustrated. I have done it so many times though. Cannot tell you how many times. All right. Now then, I'm going to go back and close these zip ties. And you know you've done it right if you've got a zip tie, connect in the places where there's a line. All right, that's how you know you've done it right. And again, if you're unsure, just load from the front where you can actually see the lines. It doesn't, this is not a speed race. We're not in any big hurry. Making wreaths for me is very relaxing. My mind settles. I guess it's like some people like to crochet and sew and knit and those things. And this is what I do. So let it be that for you. All right, now on the back, that's what it looks like stitching. All right, so we've done row 1 with the leaves, row 2, we've done row 3, we only need row 4. Row 4 is the yellow, and you can see it's just the paired holes. So that's easy. Let's flip our board over and go in those paired holes. All right, we're just gonna drop them right in there. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Your neighbor may have got theirs done, and you are still a tad bit confused. Just ask for some help. There's no shame in that. If I can't help you, one of my friends that has come with me to help can show you what I'm talking about, give you a little one-on-one stuff. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. There. Now I'm going to close these up. And now I have a board that is ready for my mesh. And you can see that this was not a very intense session loading our board. Very easy. All right, that's it. We have a total of 32 zip ties on row 2 and 3, and then 8 on row 4, and we've got 3 on row 1. All right. All right, now that we have our board loaded, we get to start making our petals. This is the fun part. It's again, like I said, it's relaxing to me. I enjoy it a great deal. My husband does not like the little strings that come off the mesh, but that's just one of the things that you have to deal with. All right, in your bag, you should have a stack of mesh that looks like this, or it might be pink or purple. If you have the pink, you're going to use the lighter pink, and if you have the purple, you're going to be using the dark purple, not the lavender. And if you have the white kit, we're going to start with the white. So get those color pieces out and set your board to the side. And let me show you how to make the petal. All right, you are going to you're going to take your piece of mesh, and it's pretty much squared piece. You've got finished edges. Two sides are like fabric that has a selvage. It's finished. And then you have two sides where they actually cut it off the roll. All right, that's called the cut edge. This is the finished edge. Put your mesh down in front of you with your finished edges on the left and the right. Now, you might not can see this, but this has got a slight curl to it. I want that curl up. I don't want it down. I want that curl up, all right? Now, excuse me just a minute. Let me get a drink here. I want you to take your mesh in front of you, and I want you to turn it into a diamond shape. All right, I'm right-handed, And when you start folding mesh, if you will fold it the same way every time, it helps, because then all your petals, we call them petals. The petals all look the same. So I'm going to take my mesh and I'm going to just turn it into a diamond. Now then, I'm going to take this corner, the one that's facing me, and I'm going to put it toward the middle, just like that, and flatten it out. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to take the corner facing away from me. I'm going to bring it to the middle. All right, and if you should have a clip in your packet. If you don't, we'll get you one. All right, so now we've got this little burrito-like thing. Okay, we're going to go back to the side facing us. We're going to fold it in again. All right, and we're going to take the side that's facing away from us, and guess what we're going to do? Yep, we're going to fold it in to the middle as well, just till they meet. Okay, just till they meet. I'm going to clip this. You'll get to where you don't have to clip. Okay, now then, it's kind of like a little necktie looking thing. I'm going to take my hands like this, and I'm going to just stretch this. Just pull it. It'll stretch. You'll feel it. Okay? I'm going to stretch it. Now then, I'm going to fold it to the middle one more time. This right in the middle. Okay? And then this side again into the middle. And it looks like that. See that? Your ends look like the back side of a necktie. Now then, I'm going to take my clips off, and I'm going to pinch this right in the middle. Just pinch it together like this. And I'm going to take my fingers and move these petals so that they're side by side. And I want them to be even. So I can manipulate that just by sliding my hand up and down. See, now if I see how that's not even, can you see that? This side is taller. I don't want that. So I'm going to just kind of play with it until I get it right. Then I'm just going to squish that together so that I have this little nub looking thing. All right, now this is the back side, the side that has the open, all right? The front is closed. That's the front side. So I'm going to go to row 2 that has the where I'm supposed to put white petals, and I can pick any one. You can start anywhere, and I'm going to put that nub about a 1/4 inch in that zip tie and just pull that zip tie just like that, and it's going to hold that in place. All right, very, very easy. Then you can take your scissors. Make sure that you have pulled this as tight as you can, because this will come out if it's not tight enough. But you can then take your scissors and nip off that little tail and keep it out of the way, all right? And you've made your first petal. Let's do it again. And we're going to be doing 3 different petals for this project. All right. We've got our mesh curl side up with our finished edges left and right. We are going to turn it into a diamond. I'm going to take this corner, fold it to the middle. This time I'm not going to use clips so that you can see that you can do this without them. Fold to the middle. Fold to the middle. Fold to the middle. I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to fold to the middle, fold to the middle, scrunch it in the middle, and I'm going to bend this up just like that. making sure that my tips are even. Okay. And I'm not sure I like the way that that looks, so I'm gonna kind of twist this, and tug. That's better. Here we go, like that. Then I'm gonna grab my board and I'm gonna go into where there's a white line, about 1/4 of an inch, pull that zip tie, nice and tight, okay, and cut that little tail. All right, let's do it again. Finish edges left and right. Turn it in, whoops, turn it into a diamond. I always turn mine where I finished edges on the top left and bottom right. Okay, fold the corner into the center, this corner into the center, fold it into the center again, fold it into the center again, stretch it, fold it into the center, fold it into the center, pinch it, and twist it so that they come together. Those points look even. I'm gonna make my little nub right here. I'm gonna look at it, make sure everything is the way I want. Now, one of the things I want to show you, the reason why I chose this particular petal is because most of your raw edge, the cut edge, see, can you see this little string right here I just pulled off? The mesh will fray. And this particular fold has less of that raw edge, that cut edge showing, so you have less frays. That's why I wanted it. Plus, it makes a really nice full wreath. So, just so you know why I chose this. At this point, if you're having trouble with that petal, you can do another petal called the Rita petal. And I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Cross side up. You turn it into a diamond. You take the bottom or the top, take the top and fold it down, or the bottom and fold it up. It doesn't matter. Match up your corners, or your sides, I mean. If you have a clip, clip the bottom corners, because they are the ones that matter. In a perfect world, everything would be squared up, but we definitely want these down here to match. Okay. Then once you have your triangle, all you have to do is find your middle. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go straight down, and then you just kind of pinch and pinch and pinch and pinch and pinch and pinch and pinch until you have that, like little angel wings, right? And then you take them and you do just like we did with the other fold, and you pull it in like this, so that once again you have this little nub like that, and you put that on your board, and your petals look like this rather than this. See the difference? You have a pointy petal, and you also have quite a bit of a raw edge there. That's why I decided to do this one. But you can do the Rita petal, that's what this is called, if you prefer. Personally, I don't know what this petal is called, but I use it a lot because, again, the fraying and all that stuff. So anyway, you can do the Rita petal, this one, if you need to, all right? I'm going to go ahead and get this petal folded for this board, though. On the directions with the kits from Unique in the Creek, that the directions call for doing Rita petals. But I am a little bit different, so I had to do it my way. And, you know, that's just the way I am. So, we're doing the flower petal, I guess you can call it. If you want it, whoops, turn it over. I had it on upside down, and it matters. There we go. There we go. Can y'all tell this is gonna be a big wreath? Look how full that, I mean, see your board on the back, look how much of that's sticking out. And we haven't even put anything on row 1 yet. The leaves are gonna stick out even further. All right. So, we're gonna keep going. Let's see. Turn it into a diamond. There we go. Make sure those tips are even. Putting that right here on my board. Just like that. Okay. And on the video at this point, I'm going to speed it up so that you're not bored. All right. And I will periodically slow it down when I'm folding so that you can watch it again in regular motion time. And anyway, all right, we're gonna speed it up and hopefully have some nice little music to get things going. Now then, there's row 2 done. And look how nice and neat that is. Now, I need to go back and cut my tails. Now, if you have scissors, use your scissors. But I'm going to show you a nice little tool if you decide you ever want to start making wreaths. This is a zip tie gun. All right. There's a little slot right here at the end. I don't know if you can see that. And you just put the zip tie in that little slot and then pull this handle up and it tightens and cuts the zip tie so that you don't have to use scissors, and you know that the zip tie is as tight as it's gonna get, and you can go around and just whip these things out real fast. Okay, there's where a leaf goes. when I started making wreaths, I started with a zip tie gun. I have always had one as long as I've been making wreaths. They are not expensive, and if this is something that you think you might want to do, you have to get one. You just do. All right, now then, we're ready to do the same fold, filling up row 3. There's 16 zip ties on that row too, so let's just start making them again. We're going to do them the same way. Try diamond, fold to the middle, the corner facing you, fold to the middle. Take this corner, the top corner, fold it to meet the other one in the middle. Go back and fold again to the middle. Fold again to the middle. Stretch it. Fold to the middle. Fold to the middle. Pinch it and flip it and get them even. There we go. And now I'm just going to pull my board over and go to any one of these that has a white line. And just go in about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch. All right. Just like that. That's all there is to it. So we're going to work our way around. Get all these done. Okay, I am going to make my way around my board on row 3. And when we come back, we're going to learn how to make a lolly petal. Ooh, it's going to be fun. I'll see you in a bit, okay? Good luck on your petals there. Keep working. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I lost you there for a minute. All right, there's my lolly petal. It doesn't look like much on the back. I'm going to take my scissors or my zip tie gun. Going to cut that little tail. Now I'm going to trim this. I'm going to cut that about a thumb's length. I'm going to cut that excess mesh off with my scissors so that I have this. And I am going to put that in one of my little zip ties. And make sure that when you zip tie this in, if you have rubber banded or zip tied your lolly petal, that when you zip tie it in, you zip tie above that zip tie that's already there, or the rubber band, okay? Make sure that you do that. All right? There you go. That's a lolly. That's a lot of steps, isn't it? Let's do it again. It took me a while to get a lolly petal, so don't get discouraged, okay? Diamond shape to a triangle. Turn it to the side. Find the middles and stretch it. Go up about 3 inches right here. Pinch it in the middle. Then pinch in one side pinch in the other side. Take your thumb and mash all this down so that the whole thing spoons up. Then go over on to the side facing you, on the side closest to you, and push the tail in to meet up with this tail. Like that. Like that. They meet up. Then I'm going to go over on this side and do the same thing. I'm curling this up like this. And I'm just pushing that tail in. Like that. Here's the mess I have. I'm going to push this down. I've got a string. Here it is. Goodness. Don't want that. I'm going to push this all in with my fingers and my thumb. There we go. You have to, with a lolly petal, very rarely will you get it perfect the first time. You have to work with them. You just do. All right. There we go. Nice lolly petal. Okay. I'm going to take a zip tie. Zip tie this. And now I've got to fix it again. Here we go. Here's what it looks like. I cut that zip tie. Trim my little tail. And put it right in the zip tie, making sure that the zip tie that I'm on the board goes up above the one that's on the lolly petal. Okay. And here's what we have so far. Okay. Keep going. We have 8 of these to do. Triangle. Turn it to the side. Find the middle and stretch it. Go up about 3 inches. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. About right here. About right here. Well, actually, a little bit closer to where these, right. See how that line right there? You're going to be close to that. I'm going to pinch it in the middle. Then I'm going to pinch in one side and pinch in the other, forming a little tail right here. I'm going to hold that, take my thumb and push this in so that it spoons up like that. Okay. I'm going to go about right here. And I'm going to push this. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm just going to grab it like this. And I'm going to push. I'm just going to slide that little tail in to meet up with that tail so that they meet. I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. Grab it. Now I'm going to use my fingers and my thumb and push this mesh down inside. Okay. I'm going to tie it. And I'll be honest, normally I use rubber bands, but I don't have them handy. So you can use zip ties or you can use rubber bands, whatever floats your boat, as they say. All right. And as you're putting your lolly petals in, you want them to be uniform. And they should just almost or barely touch on the sides. See how I've got them where here's this one. They just barely touch. Right like that. And when we get them all situated, you can add a little hot glue to the sides of them to make sure that they stay like that. Because when you put your center in, you're going to be kind of mashing your lolly petals. So, anyway. All right. I think I might speed this up again. And I can work with you individually on your lolly petals if need be. Yeah, I think we'll speed it up. So I'll see you in a minute. If you're having trouble with the lolly petal, there's a different petal that you can go ahead and do, and it's called the Star Trek petal. Let me show you how to do that. I've made 4 lollies, and I'm going to continue with the lolly petals. But let me show you a different petal if this one is just too complicated or you can't get them to be the same or anything. So this is just called the Star Trek petal, and you'll see why in just a minute. Let's bring you down. All right. Here we go. Curved side up, finished edges on the right and left, turn it into a diamond, fold it into a triangle. Right. Turn it to the side like this. Now, I'm going to stretch this, and this right here is flipping up. I'm going to go ahead and fold it over like that. Can you see the Star Trek emblem? All right, I've got this, and I'm holding it with my fingers. Can you see that? Like this. I'm just going to push these 2 fingers together, just like that. And there's my Star Trek petal. Yes, it's got a hole in it. You don't see it when it goes on the board. And I'll show you. I'm not going to zip tie this one, but I'm going to show you what it looks like on the board. Just put it in. And it looks like that. Okay. Yes, you can see the board, but you won't when you get all of them together. So if that is easier for you, then go ahead and do Star Trek petals, and I will come around and individually help you so that you are not frustrated. I don't want you to be frustrated. Okay. I had a phone call during the recording. So that's where I was. I didn't answer it, but didn't even know a camera had gone off. This is my last one. And I've been making mine and setting them to the side. Okay, I'm going to do some trimming. Whoop. Now, I'm going to put these lollies on the board. Now I need to put a zip tie in right here where I put my Star Trek petal a while ago. All right. Okay, now then, I have my lolly petals in, and it looks like this. Okay, now before we put the middle on, let's go ahead and do our leaves. We only need to make 3, and I've given you 6 pieces of green mesh. If we're going to do 3 leaves, why'd you give us 6? Well, I want you to double the mesh so that the leaves are darker. This is a thin deco mesh. A lot of times I use a different type of mesh for leaves, poly burlap or fabric mesh, and it's thicker and it's not as transparent. So what I want you to do is to take 2 pieces of green, and we're going to lay one on top of the other and match up your finished edges, the edges that are serged like fabric. Match them up. All right, and you'll have a square. And we're going to fold it into a triangle. Okay. Now, take your clips and go to these corners right here and clip them because we want them to stay really nice. Okay. We want them to stay really nice. It's important. All right. We're going to do that Rita petal for our leaves. We're going to go right here to the middle, right across from the top of the triangle, and we're just going to scrunch it. See how I'm moving my fingers like this and pulling that to me? All right. Then I'm going to, it looks like that. I'm going to pull this up so that I have, one of them is going to cross over a little bit. We're going to have a thick nub like that. You can take your clips off. Now, we're going to find on row 1, here's one right here. I'm going to find that zip tie and put this in there. It's going to be tight because you're working with 2 pieces of mesh instead of 1. But your leaves are going to show up better because of the color, all right? And then zip tie that in there. That is not wanting to go. And I always hot glue my leaves in place. Always. And I'll show you how to do that as we're finishing up. I'll come around and we will work with the hot glue. I'm going to get some of these strings off because they are driving me crazy. I hate it. Hate. And things have been heat sealed, meaning a wood burner or some kind of a heating object was used. There we go. It looks like that. All right. Now I can turn this over and go to the back side. Well, let's see. Here's the other green one right here. All right, this time I'm going to do a different leaf. just so that you can choose what you want. That was the Rita. This time we're going to do a Gerbera. Okay, there's my I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to fold it into a triangle. I'm going to stretch it, and I'm going to take this, and instead of going over like a Star Trek petal, I'm going to go down here to the and match this up. I'm going to match up the sides here. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And I want a point. So they may cross some. And then I've got this. See? So I'm going to gather this about right here. Just like that. And this is my leaf. All right. And I'm going to get those strings off. Ugh, I can't stand that. Okay. I'm going to get a zip tie. I'm going to zip tie this in place. We can have two different types of leaves, can't we? This is my favorite leaf to do because there's no raw edges. See? You don't have any frays. And you can use either side. You can use this side or this side. Well, I think I'm going to use this side. Here it is. Find your spot for your leaf. Put that little tail in that zip tie. It's going to go underneath that white petal. It's going to be kind of tight putting it in. Here we go. Okay. And there's what that one looks like. So you have the Gerbera petal, and you have the Rita. All right, I'm going to do another Gerbera, simply because that's my favorite leaf petal. Again, because it doesn't fray. Ooh, man, you talk about some strings. We got them going, y'all. We got the strings are going. Ooh. All right. 2 pieces of mesh. And you know, really with the Gerbera petal, you could get by with 1 piece of mesh because it's folded so many times that it's thick enough. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and do it with the 2 pieces that we've got. It does make for a pretty leaf. Oh, we're almost done. This is it for the mesh. This is our last leaf. Now, we have our leaves in place, all our petals, and this is what we have. Okay. Now, we get to put our center on. So you get your center, and you'll notice that it's going to have, well, let's see how to get this one out. It's going to have a chenille stem or a pipe cleaner attached to it. And we're going to go through the holes in the center of the board. Okay. It has a connector right here and a pipe cleaner in there, and it's been hot glued in and glued in. So you might want to give it a twist. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go in. I'm going to turn this just a little. We got a little bit of shadow going on here. we're going to go, see these two center holes right here, right in the smack dab in the center. There's row 5, and then there's those 2. That's where we're headed. We're headed right there. So I'm going to put one zip tie, one pipe cleaner in one hole. If it'll stay, we'll push it through and put the other one through the other hole. And then from the back, just pull those zip ties, and I'm going to work my center around my lolly petals. And you want to pull it kind of tight, but not too tight, because you'll pull that pipe cleaner and everything right off of your board. And that's how it looks. We're going to go back here and we're going to tighten this. Just hold it against the board and give it some twists. Some good twists. Then we're going to trim these like that. We're going to take these 2 ends and we're going to tuck them in that hole, those holes that we came out of, so that it doesn't come out. And we're going to put some hot glue over that. All right. Now then, for your hanger, I'm going to give you a really thick zip tie. And we are going to find our hanger. Let's see. Find it on your board. I've marked it. And next time, I'm going to do the hanger and the leaves first. There's my hanger. There it is. It's these 2 big holes right here. They're bigger. I'm going to go in this way. Oh, you can't see. I am going in like this. Here's the flat end of my zip tie. Going in here and there. And I'm coming up here. I'm going to zip these together. Hear it? And I'm going to trim that tail. Oh. And now I have my hanger. See that? Okay. The last piece of the puzzle. Last piece. Our little ladybug. Little ladybug pick on this wire. See that? They're cute. I'm going to cut this way down. Like right there. You can use your scissors. There we go. Okay. And we'll hot glue this. Uh-oh. All right. Find your hanger and put your fingers in it and turn this and then put your ladybug where you want it. Based on, how it's going to look when it's hanging. I think I want mine right there. I can get him to go in. No. Okay, let's see. Right there. There we go. And just gently push it in. And because the center is styrofoam. And just push it in there. And we'll add some hot glue. And I'm going to cut those strings right there. And those. And that one. All right. Okay. And there you go. Now I'm going to pause. Okay, I am outside on my deck. And this thing is huge. Okay, you're going to be so happy. Let me flip my camera around and show you the finished product. Let's see. I'll have to stop it. I'll be right back. Okay, there it is. I've got a lolly petal right here that needs to be worked with a little bit. It's kind of whopper jawed, but you know, flowers in nature are not perfect. Okay, slide this over a little bit. There it is. Look how huge that is, y'all. It's huge. Covers my door. You've made a huge wreath. And I love that. I like the Gerber petals, but the Rita petal leaf looks really good too. Let's get you up close where you can see. You should be very proud of yourself. There you go. How gorgeous is that? You just made your very first large floral wreath. Well, flower wreath with mesh. And I had a great time. I had a wonderful time, and I hope you did too. And thanks for joining me today. I hope that we can do it again sometime. And I'm Laura Grisham with Laura Grisham Designs saying thank you again and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.